What a time to be alive as the Denver Broncos just continue to make brilliant moves. We are already set to break our 8-season losing streak and missing the playoffs this year. But like John Elway said, it's not about just being good now. It's about being good from now on. And the Denver Broncos make some more brilliant moves towards that end. We get the final injury report against the Atlanta Falcons and more evidence that Bo Nix is him. We're going to break it all down and way more in this video. If you're new to the channel, I'm Ben. I'm a diehard Denver Broncos fan. Helps me out a ton if you would like and subscribe. Also, very, very curious here. Obviously, all the hype right now is all around this guy, Bo Nix. But my question for all y'all in the comments is, who is your favorite non-Bo Nix player on this current roster? I am a huge fan of PJ Locke. Ever since what he did last year against the Detroit Lions, like, he's built different, dude. He's one of them ones, and seeing him out there playing one-handed and still lifting this defense to just an incredible performance against the Chiefs last week. Love me some PJ Locke, but curious, who else do y'all love other than Bo Nix? All right, so diving in here. Denver Broncos at the end of last season, each year the teams or the NFL Players Association puts out a big survey and they rank them. Already, the Broncos ownership group fell into the top 5, meaning like Broncos players were like, hey, there's not really an owner in sports I would rather have than the Walton-Penner Ownership Group here. And they just continue to be undefeated in their amazing moves, revamping Broncos Park, building a brand new training facility for them, sick new uniforms. They just go on. And if the money's the same, which it is because of the salary cap, you choose to go to a place based on ownership. Truly, like it's a huge deciding factor. And the Broncos ownership group continues to make this a place that free agents are going to want to flock to. So what we're seeing here happen again, that is just so unique that even Adam Schefter is tweeting about it, is that 3 years in a row now, under this ownership group, the Denver Broncos did something they didn't have to do, which was invest an insane amount of money to put a brand new field on Mile High here. And so you're looking 14 truckloads of Kentucky Bluegrass field coming here. And just, this is something that exactly like this article is saying is like, this is the type of thing that is going to make free agents want to come here. We have the coach in Sean Payton. We gave a first and a second round pick for him. You're seeing his culture all over the place here. We've seen evidence of that all year already. And so you have the coach, you have the quarterback in Bo Nix, you have the ownership group, and we are going to have the cap space. If you look at our 2025 here, that we're sitting pretty here with a lot of cap room, and you're looking at high-priced free agents like a T. Higgins. And if he's choosing between, hey, do I want to go live in Denver or do I want to go somewhere like the Patriots, where do you know if that coach is even going to be there in the long run? You don't know what's going to happen there, whereas you can come and play for the best owner in sports and play with a franchise quarterback and be the man here. And I think all of this is just going to be great news for us to be good, not just now, but from now on. I think on top of that, something we haven't heard much from or even thought about is the fact that when you have an ownership group, you're limited in what you can do salary cap wise, but you have zero limits when it comes to external coaches and consultants and all of that kind of stuff. And so we have a war chest here. We, even just our special teams assistant head coach, Westhoff, who just left, we don't even have to replace that position because it was kind of an ancillary thing that most teams don't have. And one of the guys that we have is one of the smartest minds when it comes to putting the right pieces on a football field, as evidenced by what he did at Stanford in David Shaw. He truly could be a head coach at a lot of places anywhere around the league, but his job is, he works virtual, and his job is to scan college football and to scan the future free agent class and be like, hey, who would be perfect fits for this Sean Payton system? So now we have all of our draft picks coming up next year, plus a bunch of others from training Baron Browning and other moves we've done. We're going to get compensatory picks from some of the free agents that we're going to lose this offseason. And now you have David Shaw looking in all of college football and all of the pro free agents. And you better believe that when we go out and make a deal, which we'll cover all here on Sports Talk Denver, when we go out and spend this $56 million in cap space that we have, know that this was vetted by David Shaw, approved by George Payton, and Sean Payton is going to be hyped to get that player into our system. And I just think that the future is bright, but not as bright as the current right now, because we are sitting very, very pretty as we are starting to see more and more evidence that Bo Nix isn't just our franchise quarterback. He's he is on pace right now, you guys, to be the rookie of the year. We saw last night Jaden Daniels come to earth. That was my prediction for a long time, was that once NFL defenses figured out how to scheme against what they were doing there, that he was going to fall to earth. And you saw that Eagles defense isn't anything to write home about, and he barely had any throws yesterday to wide receivers. Whereas if you look at Bo Nix and you throw out that game against the Jets and you throw out that first game that we had against the Seahawks and even that game we had against the Pittsburgh Steelers, we had insane defenses that we've played, and we've seen Bo Nix take massive steps forward, really week 6 through current versus what he did early on. And so this article does a great job breaking down what you have is his first 5 games, his second 5 games, and you see him take noticeable steps forward in every single statistical category that they have, so much so that on the SportsIllustrated.com website, they are saying that he's a franchise quarterback. That's what Patrick Mahomes said. That's what Travis Kelce said. That's what all the players were facing this week on Atlanta when asked about Bo Nix. They're like, yeah, Sean Payton was right when he bragged about getting Bo Nix because he's one of them ones. And so you're seeing this here is breaking down his deep completion percentage. And even just thinking how many of these deep completions were alligator armed by, seeing even just this week, Cortland Sutton miss a wide open long ball across, and Cortland Sutton's had an amazing 3-game stretch, so I don't want to dog him, but he had a deep drop that would have gotten us a field goal before halftime against the Chiefs. And then I can think of like 3 times that Troy Franklin should have caught a deep ball from Bo Nix over the past 5 games, and thinking how much higher this would have been. Here's his short completion percentage. Again, you're seeing him go from below average to much above the NFL average. When you're seeing his ratio of deep throw to short throw, all the talk coming in here was that Bo Nix was just a check down king, right? And we're seeing that is not the case, as he is actually throwing for more air yards than Patrick Mahomes and several other elite quarterbacks. And seeing here, this was his deep completion percentage early on in the season, and look at this just skyrocket. This is like spiking faster than my Bitcoin portfolio right now. So you're seeing him getting better and better. Again, it took a while. It took till week 3 for him to get his first NFL touchdown pass, and now we're just seeing each week, you're like, if Bo Nix doesn't have 2 touchdown passes, something is wrong. And again, this is his deep throw to long throw percentage. And you're just seeing every single thing that we want him to improve on. The game is already slowing down for him. Sean Payton said there's no rookies anymore when you're week 9 and beyond. And so we are now entering prime time season. And if this continues, guys, with how good our defense has been, with how good our offensive line has been, watch out, because you're seeing PFF came out and graded that we are the fewest pressures allowed on Bo Nix, while on the other side of the ball, we are the most pressuring team in football. So we have, 3 less pressures than the Miami Dolphins have. Now, I think that's also saying something, because since Tua's concussion, they haven't let him hold the ball for more than a couple beats, and it's out of his hand immediately because they're paranoid about a concussion. So they've completely changed their offense, where Bo Nix has a bunch of time back there. He's dancing around back there and setting his feet. And so I think this is even misleading. Even though we have the edge, I think it's even bigger than that looks. And then we are just dominating the Baltimore Ravens even for how much we are hitting the opposing quarterback. And I think all of that matches up perfectly as we go against a very shorthanded Atlanta Falcons team. Now, I'm speaking very confidently. I hope that the Denver Broncos are not looking past this game. I do want to say that, but I'm just telling you, if we play with a chip on our shoulder, angry against that loss that we suffered to the Kansas City Chiefs, we are going to boat race the Falcons on Sunday. I feel bad for Kirk Cousins coming here, because they are losing 8 players, and especially their biggest losses are on defense, as they are without multiple cornerbacks, multiple linebackers, and this was a team that already could not pressure the passer. They have the least amount of pressures on the quarterback. Our offensive line is just healthy and together. I think Bo Nix is going to be clean, and I think we see at least 3 touchdown passes. He would be the first rookie since Peyton Manning to throw for 2 touchdowns and 200 yards at home in 4 consecutive games if he does this on Sunday. And not just like Peyton Manning, like all NFL rookie quarterbacks of all time. The only other person who's done that in 4 consecutive home games is the Sheriff himself. So that's really, really good news. And I think all of this is leading to the Broncos being victorious against the Falcons on Sunday. And then it's like on to the Raiders, on to a Monday night game, and then we're on to our bye week. And after that, it is playoff time, guys. It's going to be an exciting couple weeks here for the Denver Broncos. I am jumping right off of this to record a video with a Atlanta Falcons creator. So what are some cool questions I should ask him? Maybe ask him to relive the Super Bowl 33 and the Dirty Bird and Rod Smith deep touchdown pass. Maybe ask about dogfighting. Let me know what I should ask him, and we have a ton to Bo Levin.